Okay, so we'll be carving this today. This is a blue jay. You can see how I have it painted. I still need to do another coat on that, on the chest area where it's white, but, and then I'll need to paint the pedestal a different color. But for the most part, this thing is pretty much done. So let's get into it. Okay, we're carving a blue jay. So first thing we're going to want to do is start carving the top up where the head is. So let's get rid of some of this material here. And then we're going to want sort of a little bit of a, like a crest. They have that crest on top of their head. So carve in towards the center till you get something like this going on. Okay, and then you can sort of eliminate the sides here. Make sure you got a nice sharp knife so it goes quickly. Okay. A little bit more here. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to cut this area back. And then this area, kind of want to bring it to a point. And we want the crest to, like I said, be on top of its head, but we got to figure out where its face is going to be. I think a good place to put it might be on this side, since the crest is a little bit closer to that side. So let's carve this crest forward a little bit. And we'll carve the sides. Okay, that's something we can work with. So now what we want to do, so I want to carve this back. And just start carving it back like so. And then what we have to do is define where the beak will be. Okay. The beak and the and like where the eyes and everything are. So what we'll do is we'll cut out this area here. And then we have to have everything come to a point. So we'll begin doing that. Carve this back. It's a little hard to tell right now what it's going to be, but it will get there. Okay. So now I'm actually going to take this whole section here down a little bit, and then we'll leave a little bit there so that we can carve a beak in. But we're just going to carve away some of this material here. Okay, so it's going to look something like this. Then we have to eliminate the sides here. Kind of hone in on where that's going to be. I'm going to take that crest back a little bit, carve it up. Okay. And then this whole thing needs to come back a ways. So let's just keep carving that. Whoop. And this is a 1x1 block, as always, or almost always. Sometimes I carve with a little bit bigger blocks, but not usually. Okay, carve this at an angle, this at an angle, and then carve this straight back. We're going to do some swooping cuts here. And they actually have a fairly thin beak. So, and this is a pretty low detail carving, but it will be, nonetheless, it'll be fun to paint. Okay, so now the head is too wide, so what we need to do is we need to take the head width down a bit. And then let's carve the back of the head back. Like I said, eliminate some of that width there. Okay. And then we can actually eliminate some of this. We want to get the width of the head to be less and less. We want it to be a little more streamlined. And this is a bird that's standing pretty straight up because we don't have the sideways margins to work with very much. So now what we do, after we've got it to a width that we like, then we carve this area down, keep carving it back. Like I said, this bird is standing just about straight up. And when they stand straight up like this, they puff their chest out a bit. So, something like that. And then what we'll do is we will cut the tail in. It'll be something like this, I think. Yeah, we'll do something like that. It doesn't have to be super detailed. You could just go straight down to a point. In fact, we might do that. Yeah, let's do that. We want to keep it simple. We don't want it to get too complicated. It's really too small of a carving to get super detailed. This is just a nice little decoration you can put up. It's kind of the point of it. Okay. And of course this tail is hanging down lower than the bird, so what we'll do is we'll sort of move everything in the front to be a little bit farther up, so it looks like it's really just standing there. You can do some swooping cuts to sort of make it look like it's kind of standing forward, chest out. Okay. And then let's do up here, let's make a sort of a diagonal cut. Okay. And then we'll connect this up And just keep cleaning it up as you go. Okay. And then let's cut here and connect that up. Okay. Okay. Okay, now let's do this part. And then we should probably cut in some wings on the side. You don't have to, you could paint them in or whatever, but it's gonna have some sweeping wings, something like that. So let's cut those in, and so what I'll do is I think I'll carve the wings like this. In fact, let's just do it now. And sweeping towards the back, and we'll just make a cut like this. You know, I said blue jay, but this could be done for any generic bird, if I'm honest. This is sort of just how to carve a bird, but I kind of fixated on the colors of a blue jay, so that's why I decided to do that. I also like the little crest on top of their head. I think it looks cool. I think I especially love that blue coloration. All right, clean that up. Oh, one more little piece here. Okay, that'll do. Move some of this away. Now, we got some blue here. I don't know if I've ever used it. Yeah, I think I have. Okay, so we got some blue. And what we're going to do is we're going to, as always, coat the entire thing. But as always, we're going to spread it out. And then it's actually going to dry, and then we're going to put white on the chest area, so we don't have to get real crazy with the blue along the chest area, but this is what we'll do. We'll just coat this whole thing, spread it out so that it dries quickly, as always. But put it on thick enough, liberal enough, so that it will coat the entire thing. And it will maintain that color. And of course, as always, we are using acrylic craft paint, the apple barrel paint. I like to use gloss because it holds up so well, indoor and outdoor. It can take a lot of abuse. Okay, that looks kind of cool. Okay, now we need our white. Let's grab a little white. A little bit more. Okay, there we go. And then let's grab another brush. Let's see, this is already pretty much dry. So let's take our white. Let's coat the belly. Ooh, not quite dry. That's all right. I always like to rush these, I don't know why. That'll definitely require another coat, but for now, let's just do the painting. Okay, again, liberally applied, but smooth it out so it dries. You want it to dry quick. In case you got to do another coat, which we will need to do. I'll probably do another coat off camera. I won't put you through that. Okay, get it up there on the chest. And then do have some more intricate markings, a lot of times on the back and such. But I don't think we're going to get too carried away with that. We're just going to do the white, the blue, and then we're just going to do some little eyes. And I'll show you in a second how those go. Okay, so just coat this thing like that. And then, of course, this pedestal can be painted later. Okay. A lot of times it's under the bottom of the chin. There's a little bit of white. But for now, what I want to do is I want to put a couple of little dabs of white for the eyeballs. I want to make them kind of big. And then when those dry, I'll put a little black in them. And you'll see just little black dots. But I won't do that right now on camera for now. But that is a blue jay. Thanks for watching.